Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a video game in specific called 6 Days in Fallujah, which is an upcoming first-person shooter video game that has garnered a lot of controversy in the past. In fact, I'm pretty certain that I've already made videos kind of talking about the public backlash that this game has gotten, and of course it hasn't even been released yet. So everything that we're seeing about this game, all of the reactions, I guess, that we've seen are realistically only coming from what I believe to be demo footage of the game. Pretty much not the finished product, and of course what the studio developing the video game has described it as. So keep in mind that, people aren't even upset about a full product yet. These are people who are angry about the conceptualization of this. These people are mad that this is a upcoming product, a potential, you know what I'm saying? It's no guarantee, of course, that this game ever comes out, but it is scheduled for release and everything, so to give them a little bit of benefit here. Anyways, this video game is being described as an Arab murder simulator, and apparently is too dangerous and violent to be realistically sold and should be shelved, and I guess just unreleased in general, so once again, this is not anything new. Do not believe that this is the first time anyone's ever said this, especially about this video game, but I kind of just wanted to talk about this topic because obviously here on the channel, throughout the years, I've talked about multiple different instances where people will say these crazy things, oh, this game's too violent, imagine what it could do to children's brains, oh, video games, they cause too much in real life problems, things like that, right? I've talked about these things before. And it's something that I just never understand because the argument is always the exact same, and it's always an argument that's made in bad faith. It literally denies the scientific evidence, the millions of dollars of funding that has went into this subject. It ignores pretty much all logic and reason. You're just supposed to believe that, like, if someone picks up this video game, the next thing they're gonna do is book a ticket to the fucking Middle East and just start killing everybody they see. Najla Basim Abdullah, I think is that Abdullah, grew up in a war. The regular sight of dead bodies and the memory of her friend being shot next to her as they walked to school stained her childhood. Children's laughter was replaced with incessant soundtrack of exploding bombs, and she lived with a crippling fear of losing her family. So when Abdullah, who now lives in Atlanta, Georgia, heard that 6 Days in Fallujah, a first-person shooter video game set during the Iraq War's bloodiest battle, was on the verge of being released, she was horrified. Quote, "I am disgusted that this is something that will be producing profit when people like me suffer the consequences of this war and will have to watch people play it for fun," Abdullah, 28, told CNN. Quote, "I just can't get past the inhumanity." For Abdullah and other Iraq War survivors, the imminent release of 6 Days in Fallujah threatens to reopen old wounds and trivialize their pain. They want the game shelved, but the creators of the video game say it's grossly misunderstood and that they're merely using gameplay, the way players interact with a video game, to teach the history, okay? So first off here, you're going to see by the phrasing of this that it's made out as if this video game is just unavoidable, right? You just can't get past the inhumanity. We'll have to watch people play it for fun. It's going to reopen old wounds and trivialize their pain. So let me go ahead and address this right off the jump. No. The game is not going to instantly reopen all the wounds of your old pain and everything if you play this. And in all reality, that's kind of the argument in the first place. If this is going to be a product that apparently is going to, trigger your PTSD or is going to mentally fuck with you in some way, why do you even see the need to play it or watch footage of it or really anything? I mean, if I knew something was going to fuck me up mentally if I watched it, odds are I'm probably just going to avoid watching it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if for instance, let's say as a kid, I watched my dog get hit by a car and it really upset me. That's fucked up, of course. But I think from then on, I would be pretty hesitant to watch videos that reminded me of that. And once again, 6 Days in Fallujah, it's not like this is some massive video game. It's not like this is a new Halo or a new COD or a new Battlefield coming out. This is one of those one-off indie almost. I don't know if it's an indie studio or not, but for a lack of better terms, it's not going to have 900 people working on it and sell 3 million copies the first day. It's not like you're going to go to GameStop and there's going to be like a midnight release / billboard for this and they're going to have like pre-order exclusives like they would for a normal AAA launch or something, right? This is a game that you could very easily avoid. It's not like this is going to be the next big fucking video game. This isn't the next Fortnite that we're talking about here. So it's really weird to hear them say like, oh, I just can't get past it, man. I can't believe I'm going to have to watch this happen. You don't have to do any of that. Literally just don't watch people play it, don't play it, and there you go. Now, let me go ahead and make this point too, right? Yeah, I get it. You've been through a lot of trauma, and I could never pretend to imagine how that feels because thankfully I've never had to deal with living in a conflict zone like this and losing people close to me in traumatic ways like this, okay? But I find it weird that there's so much like focus in on this game, right? Like it's so horrible, but where is the outrage and the focus on all these other video games, right? I mean, Call of Duty has made like 7 different games now where in the campaign you're just fucking killing people in the Middle East left, right, and center, right? Like there's missions in Call of Duty campaigns where you're flying a fucking AC-130 in a densely populated city just taking shit out trying to kill enemies. There's scenes in Call of Duty, you know, where you're gunning through fucking civilian crowds trying to kill the enemies and whatnot that are hiding through the crowd. There's all kinds of war crimes and dangerous moments and whatnot in all of these other video games that are coming out, but where's the fucking controversy? At least, where's the controversy so badly that the game had to be shelved once before and people are calling on it to be shelved once again? The only difference is that Call of Duty is enacting, you know, fictional, I guess, stories and characters and whatnot in order to tell the story, and this is a depiction of real life or whatnot here, but I don't really think that that matters whatsoever. You have to also think, like, you don't really hear World War II veterans coming out in mass like, oh my god, fucking Call of Duty Vanguard. Of course, you know, they're all like 100 years old now, but they weren't out like, oh my god, I can't believe fucking Call of Duty is making a World War II game. Or if you did, it was like a one-off random article where a journalist got scared of the new fucking Modern Warfare campaign because it was too graphic and extreme. But, you know, other than that, no one else really cares. Like, you don't see Vietnam veterans up in arms that shooters have focused on Vietnam in the past in video games. You didn't see people complaining about video games that depicted the Gulf War and Desert Storm, or video games that depicted, once again, modern combat in other franchises. Like, it wasn't even a big deal, but all of a sudden now, you know, it's a fucking Arab killing simulator, and it's just so dangerous for anyone to play this because, you know, God forbid, right? Abdullah understands the premise of 6 Days in Fallujah and Victoria's rationale for releasing the game. She's a gamer herself. But she says that taking a real-life event in which people suffered and died and turning it into a game trivializes the experience. There are more respectful and credible ways to learn about what happened in Fallujah, she says, pointing to news stories, books, and documentaries produced about the battle. Quote, I got chills in my spine thinking about the idea that they could use the scenario of someone escaping something so tragic for a game, Abdullah said, referring to the scenario in which a player can choose to be an Iraqi father fleeing with his family. It brings me to tears. How is this okay? Alright, so notice the fucking irony in this statement here, okay? She's a gamer. She understands the premise of releasing this game, yet turns around and is blaming the video game for the potential outcomes that would, I guess, supposedly happen, right? I guess the rationale is that somebody's gonna play this game and get the false sense of what happened in Fallujah, or that, you know, God forbid even, they become a fucking hateful person or something, and, you know, the super images, I guess, of killing people from the Middle East would somehow radicalize them or something. That seems to be, like, one of the leading arguments, I guess. Maybe not necessarily by this person, but I guess by the people against this game in general, and I just don't get how you can be someone who consistently plays video games and then you see a video game like this and you don't fucking understand the difference between reality and a video game, alright? The whole point of the game is that it's not real, okay? It's something that you can just have fun with. And yeah, it might sound mean to say that playing a video game about a real life, I guess, encounter is mean maybe or whatever, but it's fucking stupid to pretend like it's actually problematic or like this is gonna have some sort of bad event or whatever happen from it. And it's hilarious to say that taking a real life event where people died and turning it into a game trivializes the experience. So apparently Call of Duty Vanguard is destroying all credibility from World War II. It's crazy to think that everyone who's ever played Fallout trivialized the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I can't believe that people who've played the No Russian mission from Modern Warfare 2 would dare trivialize the Columbine massacre and the mass tragedy events that take place in America on an unfortunately daily basis. You see how fucking stupid that sounds? Because it is stupid. Wow, Grand Theft Auto, it teaches kids to objectify women by allowing them to kill the prostitute and take the money back, right? Like, what fucking video games are you playing where you feel like this is gonna trivialize the experience and be harmful? Like, do you only play the fucking Sims? Like, what's going on here? Like, you can make this same argument about pretty much any historical event that's ever happened ever, and it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't work, because at the end of the day, 99.99999% of people are smart enough to realize that, you know, maybe there is more nuance behind the events of this game than what I'm being told. Me personally, I'm not so fucking stupid that I believe that Battle of Fallujah, or this fucking game 6 Days in Fallujah, is a perfectly 100% historical representation of what happened. For the same reason that when I load up a Call of Duty World War II shooter and there's a fucking anime girl camo, I don't really think that the Allies pushing the fucking beaches of Normandy or fighting in the Battle of Midway were really running around with an uwu kawaii girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fucking idiot. Like, it's gotten insane that this is still an argument being made. It's so fucking stupid, and it's just all in bad faith, man. It's arguments that are being made to make it look like people care about this shit when realistically it's such a non-issue that most people don't. So with that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, waiting on 6 Days in Fallujah to come out and signing out.